dog. Dave, say hi. Say hi, Dave. Say hi. This is my dog, Dave. Everyone knows Dave now. I feel like everybody knows Dave. Dave is literally, he has got me through lockdown and quarantine. Say hi, Dave. Hi, Dave. Hi, Dave. Hey, hey. Go, 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 go. Anyway, go to Andy. Bass. So guys, I am back with Hot Topics. I've been giving you interviews after interview after interview after interview after interview, coming out like come. Pew, 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 pew. That's the interviews I've been giving you. You know them good comes that you have when you're like, that's how my interviews have been. Dave! Stop making so much noise. Shush. Anyway, I've been giving you interviews, but I've neglected Hot Topic. We haven't done Hot Topics in such a long time. I was doing my show Sideman, so I stopped kind of doing Hot Topics because we were talking about Hot Topics on that and blah, 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 blah. Anyway, I'm back with Hot Topics. And you know one of the reasons why I thought, let me come back with the Headscarf Diaries. Oh, that was one of my things that I do that on my Insta now. Ain't nobody on the internet that can talk about topics like ZEZE MILLZ. No one's going to give you the raw, unfiltered truth apart from moi. Me, that's me. Anyway, I think the last time I spoke about COVID on Hot Topics and I was basically saying, I don't think we've got anything to worry about and I will start panicking when people start passing away. And at this current moment, the death toll is, I think it's over 40,000 now in the UK, or maybe even more, maybe coming up to 50,000. So unfortunately, a lot of people have passed away from COVID. Obviously, there's so many conspiracy theories. Is COVID real? I hate to be the person that is like, COVID is not real, because a lot of people, I don't know a lot of people that have had people pass away from, but I know a few people that have parents have passed away from COVID. And I think it's almost a little bit insensitive when people that we may not know or do know, like have come on social media and said their parents have passed away from COVID, and people are just kind of on the internet going, COVID's fake. I just think it's a little bit insensitive. So whether or not there's some sort of hidden agenda, or I do think there's some bigger agenda when it comes to COVID, but I think it's a little bit insensitive to be like COVID doesn't exist. I do believe that there's something out there. I do believe whether or not there's a lot of scaremongering going on, which I do think is going on, definitely. And whether or not it's just literally a heightened flu that our body and immune systems are not used to is another situation. But a lot of people have passed away from COVID and a lot of people have been affected by it. A lot of businesses have been affected by this thing called COVID. We're now on our second lockdown, which we all knew was going to happen. My thing is just like, how many lockdowns are we going to have? Like, is this going to be like an intermittent thing? Like where we have a lockdown, we're allowed back out again, then we go back on lockdown. Is this going to be our lives until the vaccine is okay? Speaking of the vaccine, apparently we're 90% away from getting the vaccine. Apparently it's tested 90% positive or effective on people. Apparently 40 million vaccines have been ordered and will be distributed in the UK. They are testing the vaccine amongst children, not testing actually, they're going to be giving the vaccine out in Liverpool to the children. They're going to start distributing and giving the vaccine out in Liverpool to children in schools. And I don't know if anyone saw it, but there was a letter that has been given out to parents in Liverpool that has basically said, oh, isn't this great? We're going to be one of the first people to have the vaccine. Your children are going to be given the vaccine. However, at this moment in time, this is not something that you can say no, but for you to say no, you have to do a written letter. It must be a written letter that they give into the school. You can't just say, oh, my child opts out of it. The letter has to be written and given into the school, which I think is really smart because, certain times you forget to do things, like when you subscribe to something and they say you got 30 days to unsubscribe, and they know that it's just human nature that you're going to forget. So I think they're kind of resting on that fact but my thing is what I don't understand. If children are the least vulnerable, as in they don't need to wear masks, they're allowed to go to school, why are they being issued the vaccine first amongst the first people that are being given the vaccine? That is what does not make sense to me. Am I going to take the vaccine? I'm not in a rush. I'm going to wait. I'm going to test out to see what everyone else's reaction is to it. And I'm going to see Wagwan, how everyone else is, I'm going to check my friends. If my friends get it, I'll see how their body reacts to it. I'm going to see, maybe wait a couple months before, even maybe a year or so. Because I reckon what they're going to do is you're not going to be allowed to fly if you don't take the vaccine. I think they even might take it a step further. They might even say you're not allowed to work. You're not allowed to leave your house unless you've proven that you've taken the vaccine. I think that is what is going to happen. Now, I understand that there's loads of conspiracy theories about the vaccine, but I was saying to my friend the other day, is it because of social media that we believe all of these conspiracy theories? Like, remember the BCG? Who remembers when we all had to take the BCG, which was also a vaccine? And my thing is, was there ever things around the BCG where everyone was like, absolutely no way, they're trying to kill us, they're trying to do this? But because there wasn't social media, like social media wasn't as rife and big as it is now, we would have never known about these things. Do you get what I mean? We would never have known. This is the thing. I love social media. Social media is basically, that's how I built ZEZE MILLZ show. That's how I built my career, my brand. I love it. But sometimes I just feel like there's so much information on social media that you don't know what to digest and what to just be like, okay. There's loads of people that have all these theories. I don't even want to call them conspiracy theories because who am I to say they're conspiracy theories? But loads of people that have theories and loads of people have different beliefs. My thing is, when we decide to go to foreign countries and we have to take like the jabs, malaria jabs and all those kind of things, yeah, do we ever think to ourselves, what am I injecting into my body? Like when I go to the doctors and they say I need to take this vaccine so that I will be okay when I go abroad, I never think to myself, ooh, I wonder what they're pumping into me. I just trust that it's going to be okay. So is it because that the COVID vaccine is a new thing that we're all like a bit like or is it really Now I don't know. I don't know, and I'm not going to say I'm not going to take it. I'm not saying I will going to take it. I'm very undecided about it at the moment because, as I said, there's loads of vaccines that we've taken in our lives that we don't second guess, but we just take it because it's just the normal thing to do. Do you get what I'm saying? But because this is the first time this thing has come about, everyone is really skeptical. But in 10 years time, COVID will probably be like the flu, and the whole flu jab as well. People take the flu jab, even though I've never taken the flu jab. I don't think I have. Do you get what I'm saying? So is it because all of this is just newness that we're all overthinking the whole situation? I don't know. I'm just going to do a lot more research on it. But I will say, you know, I still wear a mask. I do wear a mask sometimes. And I don't know why I wear a mask. Do I believe it? Do I wear it because I think it protects me, or is it just the thing that puts my mind at ease? I think it's a bit of both. Do you get what I mean? But yeah, that's my thoughts on the COVID situation as it stands. So we have just recently had the US elections. Joe Biden is president, the 46th president, and Kamala Harris, I hope I said her name right, is the first Malaysian, I believe people call it, so black and Asian woman as well, vice president that America has ever had. Anyone that I've spoken to in America was kind of like Biden and Trump they were both shit candidates, yeah, but Biden is just the best of a bad bunch, because it was basically anyone but Trump, and that is what all my American friends have said. The same with a lot of people are really excited about how do you say her name? Kamala Harris also being vice president, but there's also a lot of stuff about her that, again, a lot of my friends in America have said they don't really like about her. At one point she was kind of like very pivotal in a lot of black men going to prison, and she was kind of against a lot of them coming out of prison, and there's loads of stuff around her that a lot of black Americans were not actually didn't like about her, but it's kind of like I saw something on Twitter and some people were saying, you know, no matter what her past has been, or no matter what stuff she's put in place, we can't take away from the fact that, you know, she's the first black vice president and first black and Asian vice president. And then I saw a good tweet which is kind of like, okay, if everyone wants to basically put aside all the stuff that she's done, which is incarcerated a lot of black men and not giving them a chance to actually come out of prison, but we can put that to a side because she's the first black Asian woman vice president, then should we not be able to put to the side that Priti Patel is Asian and a woman in the House of Parliament? Okay, so that's what someone else said, and I thought it was actually quite a good comparison, because I know a lot of people in the UK cannot stand Priti Patel. They cannot stand that woman, but I've never ever heard anyone say it's great that she's Asian and that she's and that she's, you know, so nobody ever says, you know, Priti Patel is an Asian woman who's the Secretary of State. That's something that I don't think it's happened before. No, I don't believe it is. Well, not an Asian woman anyway. Like, what is the difference? Like, what's the actual difference? They have both done things, because people don't like Priti Patel because they don't feel like she's for ethnic minorities. But then there's a lot of things that Kamala Harris has done that are not, again, for ethnic minorities. Do you get what I mean? But are we just kind of overlooking it because she's black and Asian and there's loads of hype? I mean, I will be interested to see what Biden does. I tweeted something saying that, you know, a lot of black people came out for him. I think actually black people are the ones that kind of skewed the vote. And it'll be interesting because I know that he said a few weird things at the beginning, like suspect things at the beginning of his campaign, like, are you even black if you don't vote for me, or something along the lines of that, which was really kind of like, oh, just because we're black, we should vote for you, disregarding what your policies might be, how your policies are going to benefit us as black people, and what you're going to change for black people, what you're going to put in place to help black people go forward. It was just kind of, oh, I'm black. If you're black, you should vote for me. Forget about anything else. It's just because you're black and I'm the best thing, that I'm going to be here to save you. And I think he apologized for that and whatever. But I will be interested to see. It's Trump, however. Trump is basically just not ready to leave. He's saying this is not, and now I believe that he has won for them to look into the votes, because his thing was that a lot of votes were fraudulent and there was a lot of fraudulent activity going on when it came to counting the votes and who the votes were actually coming from. So apparently a lot of people who had passed away, their names were showing up and all as voting, and how did that happen? So there's all this kerfuffle, but it was basically like one big old fucking reality TV show, and it took days. I don't ever remember like when Obama first got elected as president, it taking that long. I don't ever remember it happening, but again, it could just be because I wasn't really like that active on social media. So it's interesting to see, and I will be keeping a close eye at that. Last week, we all saw the viral video of that young girl being like in the alleyway with that horrible man, and the two young girls that saw, the 11-year-old girl who saw her originally and then called her sister, and then the sister and the mum basically went to the found the girl, saw the girl, and basically saved her life, literally saved her life. Big respect to them. And I was just thinking, like, they've raised their young sister so well to be so vigilant, to look at something and see 11-year-old seeing another young girl and seeing that something wasn't right, and she had the intelligence to think, this does not look right. Let me call my sister and my mum to tell them that something doesn't look right. Because I don't know how many 11-year-olds or even how many adults would look at something and just see something and be like, that doesn't look weird. A lot of people see stuff that doesn't look right and we just kind of keep walking, or we just think, oh, you know, even when the girl went up and said, are you okay? And the girl just kept, she wasn't answering her or wasn't saying anything. She just kept on walking. I was thinking, like, how many people would have just thought, oh, okay, well, I guess she's not turning around. I guess she's okay. Or she hasn't answered. I guess it's because she's okay. Do you get what I mean? So that when I saw that video, it made me so angry. I just thought to myself, like, what? Like, how sadistic, how nasty, how cruel, how evil do you have to be as a human being to do that to a young girl and or young boy or anybody? Do you get what I mean? And I just thought it was kind of heartwarming to see the way everybody on social media just came together, the way the video got shared, the way his name came about in like 10 minutes, where he lived came about. The only thing I didn't agree with, because not that I didn't agree with, but I did find out that he wasn't living at the address that he had anymore. It was actually his grandparents who were quite old that were living at the address, and people were outside the house and everything. And I don't think that's fair on them, because obviously they can't control what he does or what he does and what he doesn't do. But obviously I understand people just kind of wanted justice and they wanted to go there and see that. And I totally understand that. But it was nice to see that how everyone just came together. Do you get what I mean? Everyone was on it. Everyone's sharing it. Everyone was like, we need to find this guy. Man then pulled up at his house. It was nice to see like everyone coming together as a community, not in the nicest of situations or circumstances, but it was nice to see that there some, like, on social media, as much as we like butt heads and everyone goes against each other, yeah. Andy just woke up and just literally looked at his phone to say, are you still talking? Anyway, so it was nice, as much as everyone butts heads with people and whatever, it was nice to see that we all came together. A lot of people on social media were saying stuff like it's the parents' duty to look after their child. How did they let that happen? And I think that's really unfair. I think it's really unfair. I think a lot of parents let their children go to school on their own, and certain times your child does want to have that level of independence, and a lot of parents are reluctant sometimes to let their child to have that independence. But you, as a parent, you understand that at some times you're gonna have to just let them fly. And even though that girl was like small, you know, I was small at 11 and I traveled to secondary school on my own and everything like that. But it's just, I don't think it's fair to put it on the parent at all. I think as parents, I'm not a parent, so sometimes when I talk about these things, I'm I'm very careful about saying things because I'm not a parent, so I don't know how it works. But I think, you know, there are, like, my mum taught me what to do should any of that stuff happen. You know, if anything happens, make sure you scream, make sure this happens, make sure you're that, make sure, you know, don't, you know, like she would always say, don't walk with your hood up because you can't see around you. Like, don't have your headphones in. Don't walk around with your phone in your hand because somebody might try and take it. Just like little things like that. And I'm pretty sure all parents say that to their children. Did I walk with my hood up? Yeah. Did I walk with my headphones on? Yeah. Like, your parents can only tell you so many things, but they're not always going to be there. So they can only just give you equip you with the right details to tell you. So I think it's unfair to blame it on kids, parents. I just think, and also there's nothing really you can do. It's like me even saying, oh, you know, just make sure everyone is more vigilant. You can be as vigilant as you want. You literally can look around once, keep walking, and the next thing you know, someone's come up behind you. Do you know what I mean? Some of these things are, no matter what you do, no matter what precautions you put in place, there's always a chance something could happen. I would just say that everyone else should be vigilant. Do you know what I mean? Because it's the same way those girls notice something. That's what I think. Everyone else around everyone else, we should just all kind of look out for each other. Do you get what I'm saying? Because you might not see, who is going to be attacked, God forbid, might not see something, but someone looking at me might see it coming, if that makes sense. So everyone should just be vigilant with each other. So something a little bit lighter, because all those 3 topics have been extremely heavy. So apparently, well, this could be heavy because it's someone's love life. Apparently, rumor has it that Stef London and Burna Boy are no longer together, and people are saying this because they don't follow each other on social media. Now, a couple months ago, actually around Grammy time, I did think they weren't together, not because they unfollowed each other, just because I just thought it was weird that I never saw Stef around him at the Grammy time. But who knows, that could just be me being inner. But people are basically saying that they're not together anymore because they don't follow each other. Now, personally, me, whoever I'm fucking, I'm not following. Okay, I shouldn't have told you people that, because there's certain people that people probably think I could be linked to, but then they go and look and they think, oh, they're not following each other, so they're not. And more times, whoever I'm actually dealing with, I do not follow them. Now, I know they were following each other before, but sometimes I honestly think that people in relationships should not follow each other. I do not think it's healthy for the relationship. You see too many things are bound to piss you off. You're gonna see comments. Why is that girl liking your picture? Why is she commenting on your picture? You still can go and obviously pre on the page, but it's not, you'd have to remember to go and look on the page, if that makes sense, instead of it just popping up in your feed. I think it's healthy for people that are together not to follow each other. Okay, I don't want to follow anybody that I'm talking to. Number 1, I'm too jealous. Number 2, I'm too territorial. Number 3, don't let me call you and you haven't picked up the phone, but I see you uploading onto fucking Instagram, because I will lose my fucking mind. So I don't want to see any of that. I prefer not to put myself in any of those situations and not follow them. I mean, it would be a shame if they're not together. I do think they made a nice little couple. You know, they seem to really enjoy each other, love each other. Who knows? Who knows if they're together? I mean, does anything even last anymore? Like, does anyone even stay together anymore? I really think, that the time and the era of relationships lasting, they don't last anymore. I reckon people have got max 10 years together. Max. And even then, who do we know in our industry that has a public relationship, that has had a relationship longer, public at that? I'm saying public. There's loads of undercover relationship. Public relationship that has lasted longer than 6 to 10 years. Who? I can't think of anyone. Please correct me if I'm wrong, but not, oh, I heard they're together. They're out together. We know for a fact they're together. Who? I just don't think that relationships last anymore. There's too many options. People have got too many choices. It's not going to happen. Social media's fucked up everything. And that is why I don't know. So are they together? I don't know. Obviously, everyone knows I'm from Jamaica. And at the moment, Jamaica are having a really, really hard time. There's been loads of floods. There've been loads of landslides. I put out, is there any like relief funds or charities that I can donate to? I couldn't find anyone. I think one person replied to me and forwarded me to a GoFundMe page. So everyone just kind of keep Jamaica and the Caribbean, actually. It's not just Jamaica. A lot of the Caribbean islands are going through it right now. So please, let's all pray for Jamaica and the Caribbean islands, because they are really having, do you know what? The world is just having a shit time at the moment. I just feel like the world is having such a shit time. Like 2020 has been so draining on all of us mentally, especially black people. Oh my God, like the drain, the struggle. It's just been a lot for us. It's been a lot for us. All I would say to us is, everybody, please, your mental health, try to do things that, that just take your mind off what's going on in the world. Also come off social media for a little bit, because seeing the constant trauma, they call it trauma porn or porn trauma basically, which is just like constant digesting of traumatic images. Like we've seen people get killed on social media, so many different things. Like there's always debates going on. Like we just literally all had a debate about the free school meals and Marcus Rashford, big up Marcus Rashford and everything that he's doing with that. I think it's really nice. And do you know what, that proves to us all the time when I always speak about celebrities speaking up, and people always saying stuff like, oh, why are you always asking celebrities to help? Let's look at what Marcus Rashford has managed to do. Okay, he managed to do the free school meals, then they took it back for a little while and they said they weren't going to be able to do it. Then everyone came together, a lot of organizations came together, started giving out free food. He then said the other day that he had a call with Boris Johnson, and now that there's going to be, I believe, 40 million or something like that along the lines of that is going to be put into feeding, like all of these things. It just proves to us that people with a platform, celebrities, people like Stormzy, Marcus Rashford, they proved to us time and time again that celebrities' voices are often heard above ordinary people. So any of these celebrities that come and say, oh, why are you always asking us to do stuff for, like, what can we do? Look at Marcus Rashford, look at your age mates and see what they are doing. Okay, so anyway, that's all I have for hot topics today. Just a quick one of the hot topics that happened. Obviously there's more, but those are the ones that I wanted to talk on. So you know what to do: like, subscribe, tell your friends, tell your mom, tell your dad, tell everybody. We back with hot topics. We'll be back every week with hot topics. I haven't said it out loud now, so that means I have to do it. So you know what to do.